What is going on, guys? And welcome back to the Journey Podcast. Today, we are going to have a pretty quick episode because the solution to this challenge is actually super simple. Now, what we're going to talk about today is how to respond to rude people in the DMs. And the short answer is don't. They literally do not deserve a response from you, and it is actually a waste of time and energy. And we'll go into, a little bit more about this and what I mean. So when trainers are doing DM outreach, it is very likely that you'll come across hostile people. For example, one message that we got the other day, and this happens all the time, guys, it's just going to happen. You have to have thick skin if you're going to be successful in business. But for example, one of our VAs reached out to a trainer, and the trainer was like, "This is the most cringe message that I've ever gotten." And I'm like, okay, that's a pretty rude response. So you could think about what should I say to clap back? Or how should I redeem this? Or sometimes trainers will message people and they'll be like, "Are you trying to sell me something? Please stop messaging me. It's so annoying." Right? Okay. And then another example is there's a Reddit thread on Reddit where people just talk shit on all the people in the fitness industry. And someone actually mentioned me in there. They started talking shit about me, said some hurtful things. I found out about it. And my first response was what should I say to try to, fix this? So what can I possibly say to redeem myself or even clap back in some way or something? But guys, to be honest, the best response is no response. It's not worth your time and energy to try to win a rude person over or try to clap back on them, because there's so many other people out there that can use your service and who actually care and aren't rude in doing so. It's just better to go find those people. But if you try to engage in a conversation with someone who's only bringing negative energy, where is that going to bring you? It's going to lead no good for you whatsoever. And you're going to waste 3 hours of your life, right? Another example is one of my students started fitness coaching recently. And so a lot of his coaching content is brand new to his Instagram page. And he put up a question box, and one of his old high school coaches, his strength coaches, commented and said, "Did you ever learn how to train normal people besides just the frat star?" And he messaged me and said, "Zach, what should I say to this? This is a pretty hurtful comment. This is someone that I knew, and trusted, and he's, being extremely rude to me and hostile." And I said, literally, don't say anything. Don't say anything. It's not worth your time and energy to even engage in that, because what's going to happen? Are you going to win him over and eventually become a client? No, right? Are you going to, if you go back and forth in some hasty, back and forth, a hostile back and forth, or you guys are being snappy to each other back and forth, what good is going to come from that? You're literally just going to waste time and energy and get yourself flustered. Just move on. Move on and pick yourself up and go to someone else. And I find that this is actually a good response. This is going to sound really fucked up. And guys, if you're listening, I really I'm just hoping that you're on my side with this one and you understand what I'm saying. But when someone makes a nasty remark, they want you to acknowledge them, right? And what is the worst thing that you can do to someone is to pretend like they don't exist on the planet of the earth, right? Not acknowledging someone is the absolute worst thing that you can do. Think about how hurtful it is when you walk into a room and nobody looks up and says hello, right? When you don't exist, that hurts people. And so the best response is no response. Just pretend it didn't happen. The person doesn't exist and just keep moving forward. They're either going to realize how dumb they were for saying something in the first place, or it's going to piss them off even more because their objective was to get under your skin. And if you respond in a hasty remark, then they win, right? Because they got to you. They got under your skin. They made you get an emotional response. And so that is a dopamine rush for that person. But if you just ignore it, it's going to eat at them the fact that they didn't get under your skin, that they had no effect on you whatsoever, and that they don't matter. They don't exist. All right. So I know that sounds fucked up, guys. Take it with a grain of salt. But the best thing you can absolutely do to rude people is pretend they don't exist. Just keep moving forward. Don't even acknowledge it. This happened in Lost Lands the other week. I was walking in Lost Lands and, it's dark out at a festival, and I'm walking through the festival and there's someone who's laying down, and I see him laying down. And so I make sure not to step on him, but his legs are sticking out. through the walkway, and he's wearing black pants. So I don't see his feet whatsoever at all. And so I stumble and I trip over his feet, and he sits up and he goes, yo, watch where the fuck you're going. He actually goes, yo, watch where you're going. Like trying to start some shit. I literally looked back at him, made eye contact with him, and then kept walking forward. I guarantee you, like 30 seconds later, that guy was going to realize how dumb he felt saying anything, because it got him nowhere. Right. And so when people like are negative towards you in the DMs or online or in person, or talking shit about you, literally don't respond. They do not deserve a response. It's going to make them win. It's not going to do any good. It's not going to produce any productive result in your business. And if you don't respond, it actually pisses them off even more, which is great. So like, don't waste your time and energy on trying to think about like, what's a good clap back for someone who's rude. Just don't respond. It's not worth your time. Keep moving forward. So that's what I got for you guys. I know this will be helpful because there's a lot of rude people online. And so this is like the best response is no response. So I hope that helps. Let me know how you guys use it, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.